Country via the Schrock desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with 3 service centers that are open and ready to help you with your computer needs. In Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road, just about 2 blocks south of 14th and Pine Lake, is the Lincoln Service Center. It is open Saturday from 10 to 8, Sunday from noon to 5. Turnaround time is excellent right now. We don't know exactly what's going to happen on May 4th when Nebraska officially reopens their economy, at least in stages. What I can tell you is the traffic out yesterday was intense. Everybody was out everywhere. So I think people are like, getting their pre-May the 4th be with you grand opening going. But the thing is, one of the things that I'm not sure if it's weird how the different service centers have been responding to this entire pandemic. So the Lincoln Service Center has been slower than the other 2. And Lincoln is usually the busiest of the 3. And so it's been a real weird thing there. So if you have a prepaid maintenance checkup, if you have a service that you've already paid for that you just need to have someone do, please, if you have the time to bring it into the Lincoln Service Center, their turnaround times are phenomenal right now. They're checking in 3 or 4 computers a day there instead of 7 to 10 a day. So that gives you an idea of the volume contraction, how it is slowed. But the turnaround times as a result are really, really good. And so if you have a prepaid certificate, this is an outstanding time to get them in, because I would suspect strongly we sold a lot of certificates that have not been redeemed. I would say about 86% of them have not been redeemed for preventative maintenance checkups from the sale we ran. Those are going to hit us like a sledgehammer on the 4th. So if you want to sneak in a day before or 2, we can do contactless if it's something you're concerned about. You can get it in your trunk, and then you can pull up and just call us and we'll come out and take it out of your trunk. You don't have to talk to us. You don't have to come into the shop if you don't want to. That's the other thing. Our demographic of customers in Lincoln does tend to be slightly older than the demographic in the Omaha and Papillion service centers. As a result, that could be part of it as well. The Omaha Service Center at 168th and Burke is just across the street from the Village Point Mall there, and it has been the busiest of the 3 service centers. We think that that's possibly because it is directly across the street from a Best Buy that has gone curbside only. So when you want to just pull up and buy something and you realize suddenly you can't, the closest place near them that you can go and do that is Schrock Innovations. So the Omaha Service Center has been seeing a huge increase in computer sales, adapter sales, monitor sales, printer sales, all those hardware things that people need to work from home that we don't make a lot of money selling, but we sell them because it's part of being a service business. You have to sell the equipment. So they're going through that stuff. They're doing their numbers look great. Profitability is down a bit, but their numbers look great. The Papillion Service Center is on 84th and Highway 370. It is our basically our warehouse service center. That's where everything gets built. So as Omaha has been selling more computers, that has made Papillion busy building new computers, receiving freight, doing things like that. The Papillion Service Center has been hitting its numbers as well with a weird blend of repair work and new computers. It's actually, the Papillion Service Center is busier than we would expect them to be this time of year. For those of you who aren't in the computer repair or the technology industry, the springtime and the early summer is typically a time of slowness in our industry. What ends up happening is people get out from behind their computers, they get into their gardens, they start traveling, they go on vacations, kids get out of school, so families leave. And if you're not at home working on your computer, you're not at home breaking your computer. And as a result, you're not coming in for repair work. And so we see a lull this time of year typically. So we don't know if the lull we're seeing right now is a COVID lull or if it's just the normal low that we see this time of year. So my thought here is, guys, during the Aftershock, which is a special thing that we do on Facebook, by the way, right now we are live at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. You can go live to Facebook and watch the show, actually, listen to the audio feed, hear the callers, the whole bit. And it's kind of neat because you can click like and follow, and then you'll get alerted whenever we do go live for other things like the Aftershock, for example. So we're going to be doing an Aftershock today, and I've got some ideas on some things we want to do on May 4th, potentially, to, just kind of celebrate the fact that things have taken the first step toward getting back to normal. It also looks like there's going to be antibody testing available in Omaha, effective on the 1st. where you can go in and get tested for COVID-19 antibodies to see if you've already had the disease and didn't even know it. There are different levels of antibody testing, just fair warning. In some media articles, I see they test, I don't know what they are, but 12 factors. In the one that's going in Omaha, we'll test 4 factors. So I don't know how many factors is good or whatever. I know UNMC doesn't like the antibody testing because it's not as accurate as they would like it to be. Maybe this is what they mean. Don't know. But being able to know if you've had this thing so you don't have to live in terror about it would be nice. It'd be real nice. So that's something that's a good positive thing that's coming as we all take a collective deep breath and take that first step toward getting back to normal. All right. Speaking of which, coming up on the program today, well, last week, I guess, first, we told you about the helpful update from Apple that's going to change the way your MacBook battery works. Your battery will not last as long as it used to, but the overall lifespan of the battery will be longer. We warned you about the 400% increase in cybercrime this month, related specifically to the COVID-19 crisis. We also told you that Windows Defender was not working. That was an important thing to know last week. And also how, if you're a healthcare worker or you know a healthcare worker, how Verizon is giving a new discount off cellular service to healthcare workers. We told you how to get in on that as well. Coming up on the show today, we've got a new security bug that is impacting all iPhones and iPads since 2008 that could allow a bad guy to steal everything on your phone. Photos, contacts, everything. So this one's pretty serious. Maybe you've seen this, popping up in different, places right now. Wi-Fi 6. What is Wi-Fi 6? Was there a Wi-Fi 5? Will there be a Wi-Fi 7? Is this like a Rocky movie? I mean, what is Wi-Fi 6? Because you're seeing this come up and you're hearing about mesh and Wi-Fi 6. The world of Wi-Fi is changing again. And so I wanted to make sure we keep you guys up to speed on that. It's incredibly exciting, inside baseball stuff, you see. But when you're buying a new computer, it's important to know what you need and what you can get. So we're going to tell you what that is. Also, Zoom has some new competition out there. A new video service caused Zoom stock to tank this week because a big player on the block has come in and is looking to take a piece of Zoom's pie. Also, if you are a business, if you're a small business that applied for an SBA COVID-19 disaster loan on or around the 25th of March or before, you could have yet another problem on your hands, and we're going to tell you why all the information you sent to the SBA could have been scraped by a bad guy and what they're going to do for you about it. Nothing much. All right, sorry. Editorializing there a bit. All right, 888-250-2091. That's the number to join us on the program today, 888-250-2091. And as we do every week, we'll be giving away a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate to one lucky caller who contacts the program this morning and asks a question or makes a comment. It doesn't matter what you have to say. You don't have to praise. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be like that. You could complain, I guess, if you really, I like to hear complaints. I don't need to hear them on the air, just be reasonable. But, we do respond if there's a service issue. But no, if you have a question, there is no such thing as a silly question, guys. A lot of people don't call in because they're afraid that their question is stupid or that their question isn't going to be, something that other people would be interested in. Guys, if you have a question, I guarantee you that at least 100 other people listening have the exact same question right now. And it's just they're not calling the numbers to ask it. So if you want to take a shot at winning a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, give us a call, 888-250-2091. All right, a couple program notes before we get started on the show here. As we mentioned last week, the Microsoft is putting out some emergency patches, or did put out some emergency patches this week to plug some zero-day vulnerabilities. Those patches are not the big Windows version 2004 update that we expected to come out in April. That update, Microsoft is now publicly calling that update the May update. So even though version 2020, 04, meaning April, so April of 2020, is now being called the May update. So we expect it to be released in May. I believe there's about 30 copies of Safe Upgrade left available for purchase on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. About 20% of the people who install this update on their own are going to have some awful problem happen. It's not going to be COVID awful. I mean, you might lose all your data, or your computer may not reboot, or the computer may boot loop where it just keeps rebooting over and over and over and never stops. It could keep trying to install the update over and over and over again for infinity. Those are all things that happen to people that they have to come into the service center and pay labor dollars to have fixed. What Safe Upgrade does is it does an installation of this update the same way that we do it on the bench in the service center. What that means is your computer gets the same treatment, testing, everything else it would normally get inside our service center, then the update gets installed. 9 times out of 10, the update will install flawlessly if we do it a certain way. So that's the way we would do it in the service center if you came in. Now, here's the thing. If it doesn't work, you do have a warranty on it. If something goes sideways or gets screwed up, we will fix that for free. If the update itself will not install, you can still bring it into the service center. There is a slight upcharge for doing it on the bench versus a do-it-yourself at home option, which is what Safe Upgrade is. But Safe Upgrade was made for quarantine, guys. I mean, it is the thing that you can do at home yourself to keep your computer up and running. If you're using your computer for work at home activities and you expect that to last another couple weeks at least, this is something that you should probably purchase, because if your computer goes down, we've had some crazy stuff. I mentioned we're selling more computers. One of the things that we've heard in 2 of our service centers now, people coming in with a computer that has a problem, something that is easily repairable, takes a couple hours of labor to fix. They bring it in at like 6 o'clock on a Thursday, and we're like, well, we can get on it and start the process, but we close at 8, so I can't guarantee you it'll be ready by 8. And well, what time do you open in the morning? At 10. I can't guarantee you it'll be open. If it's not ready at 8, it won't be ready at 10, because that's when we start. Well, I need it by 8 in the morning or I'm going to get furloughed. So I guess I better just buy one of your new computers. Whoa. That's the reality that some people are in right now. So if that's the reality that you are in right now, you should seriously consider picking up a copy of Safe Upgrade for each computer that you need to safely upgrade. You can do that on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. Click on Shop and Specials and pick up a copy of Safe Upgrade there. All right. Also, we had a new podcast last week that we did for the first time ever. It was over at the Schrock Interactive Facebook page. We did cross-post it to Schrock Innovations just to make it easier for people to find. It was a little bit different flavor from Compute This. It was myself and 3 members, the 3 senior members of the Schrock Interactive team, who've all been working from home throughout this COVID-19 thing. There was no reason to bring them into the service centers. They could do what they needed to do from home to an extent. No one is as productive at home as they are in the office. It's just, especially with kids, people with kids, it's just not possible. I have kids too. I totally get it. You just, there's an interruption and then there's another interruption. Then Tommy's pulling Sissy's hair and then Sissy's smacking Tommy. Tommy's crying, Sissy's crying, and you have to go out there and break it up. And somebody in the meantime got the container of Oreos out of the pantry and had an Oreo smorgasbord all over the kitchen carpet. That happens, and I totally get it. My son at nap time yesterday decided it would be cool because he didn't take a nap and he didn't want to be in his crib. So instead, he took off his diaper, set it aside, and proceeded to water the flowers, if you will, throughout the entire crib. So and then he got mad when we had to put Blanky in the washer, So, I mean, these are the things you deal with when you're working from home. Like, nap time. Thank you, Jesus. That's amazing. And then you put him in the crib and then all of a sudden there's urine everywhere. Like, how did my life become this? Oh, moms out there are like, yeah, tell me about it. But anyway, so if you're in that scenario, you might be going back to work pretty soon. I know the Schrock Interactive team is coming back on May 4th, but we did a podcast that talked specifically about what businesses can do to start generating revenue now. Because here's the thing, May 4th is great. That's a week away. A week is a very long time in a small business when your rent is due on the 1st. You've got sales taxes that just came out on the 20th. Hopefully they came out. And if you didn't, if you use that sales tax money for payroll money instead, you're not supposed to do that. But, businesses are desperate right now. So, I mean, there's all kinds of weird things happening. It seems like all the rules are out the window. Of course, they're out the window till they're not, and they'll call you on that. But we shared some tips specifically for hair salons, for example. Could also be applicable to restaurants on how you guys can generate some money right now. Feel free to watch that podcast. Feel free to comment on the podcast. We do not run restaurants or hair salons, so we could be completely full of bull hockey. and not even know it. But it occurs to us that there were some things that people could do to generate money. And I'm a very firm believer in the recovery of our economy is going to be, saddled with two different types of entrepreneurs. There is going to be the entrepreneur who is the hustler, that he's going to get off the X, or he or she is going to get off the X, make things happen, find a way. Yes, it's not going to be an optimal way. It's not going to be as profitable as it used to be, maybe, but you're going to get the job done, get the bills paid, keep the business alive, because that's what entrepreneurs do. Then there's going to be a different type of entrepreneur, somebody who at some point in their career had that hustle, but has since lost that hustle. And they're going to be wringing their hands and complaining and talking. And trust me, the first group is going to wring their hands and complain too. Don't get me wrong, but that's where it's going to end for the second group. They're going to wait for somebody to come in and make it right for them. And that's just not going to happen. And you just need to accept that now. And if you choose to wait for someone to come save your world rather than get off the X and hustle, the people who get off the X and hustle are going to beat you. That's how entrepreneurism works. So those are the two types of people I think that are going to recover this economy. And during the aftershock today, I'm going to tell you about one business that my wife talked to this week that they've been severely impacted by this whole crisis, and they're struggling to keep things going. We're going to give you the name of a local business that you can support in downtown Omaha that would sure appreciate some deliciously sweet orders from you guys. 888-250-2091. All right. Also, Ultimate Upgrade is going on right now. The Ultimate Upgrade is a sale that's a little bit different this year than it has been in previous years. So if you're a longtime listener, you know that the Ultimate Upgrade is a sale where you trade in any old, tired, or worn out computer that you have in your house toward the purchase of a new modular PC. You can save up to $100 off the cost of a new computer when you trade in an old one. We don't care what the old one is. We don't care if it works or not, if it has all of its parts or not. We're not going to take anything from the old computer to put it into your new computer. The new computers are already built. The Papillion Service Center has already built them. They're already ready to go. You just get a discount for trading in something old, trying to do our part to make sure that we recycle more electronic waste every year than we produce. And this is one of the ways that we do that. That sale is going to be going on through the end of the month here. So you've only got a few days left to take advantage of it before those prices. In fact, you've got until Thursday if you're listening live to the show today. So it's going to be pretty tight. Also, stay tuned for the aftershock. Today on the aftershock, I'm going to tell you about one La Vista company. I'm not going to name them. They had quite a COVID scare. I have an idea for something I want to do on May 4th, a special discount offer sale thing, like a pop-up sale, like one day, just the 4th. And I want to get your feedback on it and see what you think of that idea. So that'd be a great opportunity for you to let me know what you think. And also, this is important aftershock. You see, the aftershock contains all the stuff we can't talk about during the show because, it's conspiracy theory, or it's not double sourced, or it's just not important. But there's a new theory as to why toilet paper is still in shortage. And it makes a lot of sense. So during the aftershock today, I'm going to tell you why you still are not able to squeeze the Charmin. All right, we've got to take a quick break, folks. When we come back, the iPhone story, where your iPhone or iPad could have allowed a bad guy to steal information from your device since 2008. We're going to tell you what's going on, how that's happening, and what you can do to protect yourself coming up next on Compute This.
Today's fragile computers need maintenance more than ever. Your computer needs a maintenance checkup every 6 months to last beyond its 18-month expected lifespan. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another. Computer users have been buying the same old external hard drives for years. While our computers have been getting faster, we still do backups that take hours or watch epic progress bars creep by to move files. Schrock wanted more for our customers, so our innovators created the fastest external hard drives on the planet. Schrock modular storage devices are up to 50% faster than Seagate or Western Digital externals and are modular in the truest sense of the word. We can create whatever size and speed of drive you need for all of your needs. And all modular storage devices come with a data restoration guarantee. If you use our drives for backing up and your computer's hard drive fails, we'll restore your backup to your repaired computer for free. Fast, simple, and flexible technology solutions from Schrock Innovations. It's what we do. Tip number 753. Have you ever wondered how the bad guys always seem to find a way into your computer? Gone are the good old days of email worms and I love you viruses. Nobody wants to steal your data anymore, or in many cases, even your identity. Today's cyber criminals want to sell access to your computer or hold your data for ransom. The bad guys are exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities to break into systems that are supposed to be hack-proof. These vulnerabilities are always newly discovered, and the criminals have a brief to exploit them before they get patched. Antivirus and firewalls do not prevent these attacks, but you can minimize your computer's exposure by installing all security patches as quickly as possible. The average computer needs 12 patches a week. That's not including the ones that are automatically delivered to your computer. Boost your cybersecurity by staying on top of it manually, or use a patch installation program like Secure Updater to get your computer the patches it needs. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program today, and that's what Paul has done. Paul, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Well, I recently bought a laptop from you. I had a desktop computer that I bought from you years ago, and then I bought a laptop here back in about a month ago.
Okay.
And our email is, we use Thunderbird. And
right.
When they transferred when they put that all on the laptop also, everything on Thunderbird came over, all of our emails that have been on and everything, but we had a number of files set up underneath there where we store certain emails that we keep.
Like folders?
And folders, and they did not transfer, and the guy said that would take a data transfer to put those over there, and I thought that would seem kind of unusual since they were able to transfer everything else over.
Right.
All the emails that were existing were there, so...
Right. A lot of that will depend on the type of email service that you have. So, for example, if you have an email service that is an IMAP service, and you have folders set up, when you set up the email account on a new computer, it will automatically download all of those folders from the server, from the IMAP server, down to the new computer. And it will also synchronize those folders. So across many devices, if you have a laptop, a phone, a tablet, anything you do on any one of the devices will be synchronized between all three devices. Now, the type of email that you're describing is POP email. And with POP email, what happens is the email is downloaded from the server and saved on the local computer. It is not saved on the server. So as a result, when we hook up a new email account, it will download all the new email to your Thunderbird. It'll receive all the new email you get, but all the old email, all those folders you were talking about, those are actually saved on the hard drive of the old computer. So they can be transferred from the hard drive of the old computer, but that's a service that we call a data transfer. It's not just for email, but it transfers email, settings, documents, photos, all the stuff that you would want to have from your old computer transferred over to your new computer. So we would transfer all that over as part of that data transfer service. So it can be transferred for sure. It's just a matter of actually going through the work of getting it moved over. Thank you very much for the call, Paul. I appreciate it. We're going to put you in the drawing as well here for that $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. If you win that, that'll go toward that data transfer if you'd like. 888-250-2091. All right. So we talked a little bit about this iPhone thing. So there's what's called a zero-day claim. So there's a security researcher that usually the way this works is the security researcher discovers some kind of a vulnerability, whether it be in a device or a website or a service, and then they make a notification to the maker of that device or service. That notification, usually what the common industry practice is to give a company at least 90 days to fix a vulnerability before you take it public. This gives the company the ability to fix it. And in return, companies who fix updates that are brought to them sometimes pay bounties. They call it the bounty program. Google has this. If you find a bug and you show it to Google, they will pay you money up to $100,000 because they would prefer you to bring it to them so they can fix it rather than sell it on the black market. Well, in this case, there was a vulnerability because a security researcher had a client that was suspecting that something had breached his Apple devices, and he hired this firm to find out what happened. So this firm worked and traced it eventually back to the Mail app. The Mail app was something that was causing an issue. Basically, the client was an individual from a Fortune 500 company in North America, was an executive, had VIP contacts in Germany and Saudi Arabia and Israel and Europe, and suspected was an executive from a Swiss business. So what ended up happening is the mail program is being manipulated by somebody sending it a blank email, and the blank email is configured in a certain way that it temporarily allows the bad guys to extract data from your iPhone or iPad through the mail app. So if you're not using the mail app on your phone, first of all, you're good to go. There's no issues there. So that's the first thing, is move away from the mail app. That's how you protect yourself. Use something else. Use Gmail. Use, install Outlook on there. Use any other app aside from the default mail app in the iPhone to protect yourself from this. Now, this story broke about 3 days ago. We posted it at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Since that time, Apple did acknowledge during that particular outbreak that it had been brought to their attention, and they do have a fix being implemented with the next iOS update. However, Apple then disputed that the flaw actually existed. So they said that there is no evidence that this person that thought that their iPhone was compromised actually had their iPhone compromised. So we could be doing a bit of doublespeak here where, either the security researcher that found this didn't give Apple 90 days to fix it, or he gave Apple 90 days to fix it, and Apple dragged their feet on it because they didn't think it was a real big problem. Apple's position is, yes, the bug exists, but there is no evidence that it has been exploited in the wild. Now, the challenge is, we saw what happened with Jeff Bezos. He got a WhatsApp, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, the leader of Saudi Arabia, sent a Snapchat or a WhatsApp, I think it was a WhatsApp message to Jeff Bezos at a dinner because the two of them were in some kind of a fight, and they were trying to, make good or whatever. But the make good message that he sent actually infected Jeff Bezos's phone and stole a whole bunch of images and stuff from his phone. And it's widely believed that that's how Jeff Bezos's marital affair was exposed. And so, yeah, this stuff happens. This spear phishing of really important people happens. Zero-day vulnerabilities that have never been exploited in the wild get exploited on these people. And that's why you have to research this stuff. So Apple says that it exists and there's no reason to believe it's been exploited. But now that everybody out there knows it exists and everybody knows that it's not patched, guess what's about to happen? So just for the next couple weeks, stop using the mail app. I would disable it, stop launching it, use a different mail program instead, just to make sure that you're keeping yourself, your data on your phone and your iPad and your kids, for example, safe. 888-250-2091. Got to take a quick break here. Teresa and Winston, your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations can't teleport technicians to you, but online help is only a click away with the Schrock Desk. Subscribe today and get unlimited help whenever you need it. Schrock Innovations has spent nearly 2 decades working to make your technology life easier, and the all-new SchrockInnovations.com is no exception. Now you can order new modular computers and solid-state laptops directly from our website, secure your computer with our virus-free guaranteed semantic endpoint software, find innovative new technologies like our modular storage devices, and get free help and tips. Take a look at the special section to find sales on one-of-a-kind items, display models, refurbished units, and our latest special offers. Swing by the Compute This page to watch TV segments and archived radio shows, or even get one-on-one help through the Schrock Desk. As always, we respect your privacy, so we secure our website with the latest encryption technology and only the most secure payment methods. You can pick up your purchases at any of our 3 service centers or have them shipped directly to your door. The new SchrockInnovations.com makes technology simple. It's what we do. Compute This pro tip number 187. Recently, you may have received a phone call from someone claiming to be from Microsoft or had a message pop up on your screen telling you that your computer was infected. Do not respond to these calls or messages. They're always a scam. Microsoft will never call you about your computer. Here's how the scam actually shakes out. You get the phone call that your computer's infected. The scammers hit you with some mumbo jumbo about an infected IP address. They'll ask your permission to connect and help you fix it. Once they're in your computer, they do a bunch of fake scans that detect a lot of problems that really aren't there. You see the scan results and figure your computer's in trouble. Next, the scammers will demand up to $400 to clean up the computer and set you up with a lifetime protection. Don't fall for the scam. Keep good security software installed like Endpoint and Secure Updater, so when things like this do happen, you know you are covered. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Carol McHugh. Doctors, nurses, and other employees at 4 New York City hospitals who've been dealing with large numbers of coronavirus patients will be among the first to get antibody testing under a new plan, says Governor Cuomo. Problems arising from the COVID crisis are many and varied. One involves America's farmers and how to get what they grow to where it's needed.
The federal government's $19 billion farm stimulus does include money for distributors to get food from farms to food banks, which have seen a huge surge in demand, but it's not so simple. A lot of the product requires refrigeration and an increased storage ability on the receiving end, as well as an increased capacity to store things in freezers, especially meat. On top of that, some smaller outfits and community kitchens have closed because of a lack of volunteers during the pandemic.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Mostly sunny skies are on tap today, with clouds increasing later on this evening. Otherwise, high temperatures will be topping out in the lower 70s. We do have a rain chance as we head into tonight and early Monday, but it won't stick around long Monday. Those high temperatures tomorrow back near the 80-degree mark. With Omaha's most accurate forecast, I'm 6 News First Alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Alrighty, guys, halftime is over. It's time to get back to work. Hope you all got your potty breaks in. Welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock, and I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. If this is your first time listening to the program, welcome. We love having you here. One of the things that we try to do on the show is we try to educate. We try to teach you a few things about your computer. We try to entertain a little bit because, let's be honest, nobody wants to listen to a boring computer guy talk about computers. Bueller. It doesn't work, and of course, we want to make sure that we take your calls and answer your questions as well at 888-250-2091. So far on the show today, we've talked about the ultimate upgrade sale still going on for the next few days over at Schrock Innovations, where you can trade in any old decrepit piece of junk computer you might have laying around for up to a $100 credit. Toward a new computer over at Schrock. And it's normally we have a special ultimate upgrade computer built, but we had some questions during the break here in the comments. Where are you buying parts right now? And that's a question that a lot of our competitors have been asking us lately. The answer is a lot of the parts that we have right now, we actually purchased back in January. We took out an SBA loan in January when we saw the supply chains breaking, and we thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be a real problem. So we said, let's go out and get an SBA loan and buy a whole bunch. I mean, we're talking a redonkulous number of parts. We did. And so we're kind of working off the bounty of that wise purchase apparently right now. But there are some things that we're out of that we're ordering. Laptops, for example. Normally we get them from major industry distributors, but right now we're buying them from anyone we can get them from. That would include Amazon, Newegg, any place we can order them new. I mean, literally, it's Adorama Camera somehow has a whole bunch of laptops laying around. And when we get them, they come in all kinds of different configurations, and they're getting more expensive, unfortunately. So, we might get a laptop in that we're going to sell with 8 gigs of RAM and a 256 gig solid state, and it might come to us with 4 gigs of RAM and a 500 gig rotating disk mechanical hard drive. And we have to upgrade it. We have to change it and put all the new parts in it and get it all working, take out the slow memory, put in faster memory, take out that mechanical hard drive, replace it with an M.2 solid state drive. Can the computer take an M.2, or do we need the SATA drive? So there's a lot of work that goes into the back end of taking these base shells, as the gentleman in the comments called them, and modifying them into being modular computers or solid state laptops. As far as the modular computers, the towers themselves, those are fully built at Schrock. In fact, we are taking this opportunity as we have run out of some components. We have run out of wireless AC cards. The Wi-Fi cards that we put in all of our computers, we're out of them. We didn't expect to sell this many computers this fast. We cut through a 2-month supply of Wi-Fi cards in a month. So that's crazy, right? But now what we did is we were able to say, okay, we need a different type of Wi-Fi. And that has, again, there's going to be some entrepreneurs who get off the X and make something happen here. And there's going to be other entrepreneurs who wring their hands and cry and moan and complain that how unfair life is. And their lunch is going to get eaten by the people who get off the X. That's just how entrepreneurial game works. So we want to make sure we're getting off the X. And what we're doing is, this is not something I should widely talk about yet, but the next batch of cards that we're getting in will also have Bluetooth. So now all of our desktop computers will have Bluetooth as well. In the past, it hasn't been a big deal if your desktop didn't have Bluetooth. Now, when you're trying to hook up wireless headphones to your desktop, wireless microphones to your desktop, it's just one more way we can make our computers better for your home working capabilities. And it gives us a solution. We have to pay a couple dollars more for the Wi-Fi card, but it has an extra feature. So I can take that back to a customer and say, it's going to cost $5 more. But you get Bluetooth also. You get a whole nother feature, Bluetooth 4.2. Isn't that awesome? Oh yeah, $5, that's worth it. I'll take it. So that way, that's how you got to figure this stuff out right now. 888-250-2091. So we do sell computers, obviously. We also repair them. So if you're having trouble with your computer at home right now, all three service centers have outstanding turnaround time. No one is faster than Lincoln right now, but all three of them have outstanding turnaround time. So if you have a maintenance certificate that you purchased, we really want to see you as quickly as possible, because I suspect that next week things are going to get very busy from those certificates, because people normally would be traveling at that point. They're not going to be traveling right now. And so everyone's going to want to get out and do something on May 4th when, the arbitrary rope goes up in the air and everybody can go back out with their masks on. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in the aftershock. But anyway, so when we all put these pointless pieces of cloth on our faces, and what did I say that out loud? I'm supposed to save that for the aftershock. Whenever we put our masks on and go out in public, you might want a place to go. You can go over to Schrock if you want to. In fact, we were talking to a manufacturer about having Schrock face masks made that would be branded for Schrock so that we could give them away. And then everyone would be walking around with a Schrock Innovations face mask on. It'd be kind of fun, right? That's the kind of stuff that entrepreneurs think about, right? Like, how can I take a really bad situation and turn it into a positive? All right. Speaking of which, we got a full bank of phones here, so let's get this taken care of. We're going to take some calls here, and then we're going to get to this story about the new competitor of Zoom. We're going to tell you who's trying to eat Zoom's lunch here right now and causing that stock to tank. But first up, let's jump into the phones and take Teresa's call. Teresa, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Yes. Every time I turn my computer on, this block pops up. It says license expires. Click the link below to renew your license. And it says click here to renew now. Or okay. I always hit okay and it goes away.
Right.
But then when I turn on my computer again, it comes back.
Okay, that's Secure Updater.
Oh, that's Secure Updater. Oh,
that's Secure Updater that's begging you to improve the security of your computer. For the love of all that's holy, please click on renew license.
Okay.
But the thing is, you probably had a trial at some point, like especially if you got a new computer from us and you chose not to purchase Secure Updater at that time, or if you had your computer in for repair work, we install a free trial of Secure Updater. The fact that it says renew, I'm guessing you probably had a paid license at some point that has expired, and we need to renew that. The renewal cost is actually really affordable. It's only $25 to renew it for an entire additional year. And you can click on the renew box if you want to, or you can just call us at one of the service centers and we can do it over the phone for you as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for the call, Teresa. I appreciate it. And if Teresa wins that $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, I think I'm seeing a rationale for her call all of a sudden here. $25 renewal. All right. How about Winston? Let's take Winston's call. Winston, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hi, Thor. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Great. Maggie says hi.
Hi, Maggie. How are you?
So I just got a brand new iPad Pro.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, can Semantic Endpoint Mobile be put on that?
Absolutely. Yep. It runs on all iOS and Android devices and is highly recommended.
Which location would you recommend I take it to, the Village Point or the Pavilion?
Well, it doesn't really matter. Either one of them is pretty busy. The Omaha Service Center has more staff, and the iPad install is done in real time. So when you come in the front door, we have to actually do it while it's in the shop. And we don't want to check it. We can check it in and then make you come back, but it only takes like 5 minutes. But the Papillion Service Center on weekends has 1 to 2 employees. The Omaha Service Center is 2 to 3. So if there's somebody on the phone or something, you could end up standing around in Papillion. So I would suggest in that particular instance, you take it to the Omaha Service Center. They'll be able to get you in and out pretty quick.
Right. Hey, thank you again for Brian and your whole team that did the data recovery on that flashcard I had, because we have all our pictures. We're so happy. So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve, Winston. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Hey, thank you, Winston. 888-250-2091. All right. So we're all video conferencing right now, right? We're all like Zooming. And okay. So the other day we did the new podcast for Schrock Interactive where we had 4 people. We wanted to put all together in a podcast and stream it live on Facebook, but there was no tool to do that. So we went to Zoom and we said, okay, we can get Zoom, but we didn't have the pro account of Zoom because who had the pro account before this, right? And then you don't get anything. Like their website marketing is awful. So like I'm looking at the difference between the free account and the pro account, and they're literally the exact same thing. So I'm like, guess I'm going free, right? I'm going to buy the free stuff, because it'll work. So we go ahead and we set up the 4 of us on the thing, and I'm trying to use my home studio to record this and pipe it through the Facebook and run it through this and run it through that and do a bunch of complex stuff I won't talk about right now. We ended up finally figuring it out, but it took like a half a day to get that set up the first time around. What if you could just do a multi-person video conference and stream it live on Facebook by having the conference live on Facebook? That's exactly what Facebook is doing. And Zoom, as a result, is getting punched in the face because now all of a sudden, Brian in the Omaha Service Center, Winston just mentioned that Brian helped him with a data recovery of a camera card. Brian was in a seminar. He was supposed to go to a class, a data recovery class that's being held in Connecticut. Obviously, that was scheduled months ago. So that's not happening now, but they're doing it online. Now imagine you could do it online with Facebook Live. So you could have the Nebraska Furniture Mart is having a great big sale instead of their investor event that they do every year. They're going to offer up to 50% discounts on their stuff in the stores as a big sale to kind of kick off the reopening. I mean, so there's imagine you could have your live investors event on Facebook Live, and it could be like a 24-hour running thing that you literally do where you have different employees showing off different products. Almost think about it like a QVC thing. This could lead to like actual television stations on Facebook where people can call in, have the video of them calling in, asking questions, interacting with the host. The possibilities are endless here for how you can handle this. Imagine watching the radio show, but actually being able to participate during the commercial breaks where I can unmute everybody and people can talk to each other. I mean, it's incredible. So it's got a lot of potential, and Zoom is a little bit freaked out about it right now, and their stock is getting freaked out about it because when Facebook comes and knocking, they're not trying to buy Zoom's tech. They're just going to take Zoom's business. Another company, Blue Gene, which does something very similar to Zoom, except you have to pay for their stuff, was just acquired by Verizon because Verizon wants to get a piece of the business. So the competition in video teleconferencing is going through the roof right now. So keep that in mind if you're a stock investor and you're looking to grab the next big thing. This is going to be very volatile going forward. 888-250-2091. Cheryl and Kathy, stay on the line. Your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
If you can dream it, Schrock Interactive's website developers can make it happen. Refresh your website, automate sales and marketing, and grow your business today with Schrock Interactive. Some people like desktops for their power and upgradability, but nothing rivals a laptop for computing on the go. But why should you have to sacrifice performance for portability? The innovators at Schrock want our customers to have it all, so we created a new kind of laptop, the solid-state laptop from Schrock Innovations. Solid-state laptops are built using the same frame and mainboards as regular laptops, but we've removed half of the moving parts while more than doubling the computer's speed. The result? Laptops that boot to Windows in 6 seconds or less, respond instantly to your commands, and can survive drops that put most laptops into the data recovery lab. Starting at only $499, solid-state laptops give you speed, reliability, durability, and performance for the same price most people pay for a cheap disposable laptop. The next time you're looking for a laptop, check out the solid-state laptops at SchrockInnovations.com or visit any of our service centers. Simple, solid, fast technology is what we do at Schrock. And now, Compute This Pro tip number 373. Everyone knows we're supposed to back up our computers and then check those backups periodically to make sure they're working. So why don't most people do it? Lots of people have different ideas about what backing up means. Is it copying files to a flash drive? Is it using a fancy backup program? And how do you know it's working anyway? Windows makes backups easy through free software that's already on your computer. Open your control panels and click Update and Security. Select Backup and choose from all of the available options to get a regular, reliable checkup. You'll need something to back up to, like a Schrock modular storage device or some other backup hard drive. Backups usually run once a week, but you can always change the frequency. The best part is that if your backup ever fails, you'll see a notification in the lower right corner by your clock telling you something. Backing up your important data has never been easier. So take a moment to back up your computer today. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, folks, final segment of Compute This. Thanks for hanging in there through the hour with us. I appreciate you listening. Don't forget to stay tuned on Facebook at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations for the After Schrock. Now, if you're on Facebook right now, some people have said it's hard to find because once we end the show here, I have to wait about 6 minutes before I can start the next one because there's stuff, this is still a radio station. So there's stuff going on in the studio that I can't be talking and interrupting. So we have to wait for that stuff to go through, and then we start the aftershock. Some people have trouble finding it by that point. If you click on, first of all, like, of course, and then click follow, you'll be notified whenever we go live. And that's not just for the aftershock. That's sometimes we do quick little live things throughout the week. For example, we had a computer situation, customer purchased a lower end computer, like a cheaper computer from us. That was not something we normally carry in our regular inventory. Had a family situation. The next day called back and canceled it. Never took possession of the laptop, but we didn't hit him with a restock fee. And so now we just have this laptop. So we put a post up on Facebook about it. We have it on our website. And it sold this morning as the show started, actually. So it's gone now. So sorry you missed it. But that's the thing. If you keep an eye on our Facebook page, you'll get those kind of one-off, individual opportunities like that pop up from time to time through the normal course of business. All right. 888-250-2091. Cheryl, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Well, I have a question. If I have two different computers and one of them has Microsoft Word installed and one of them has the free LibreOffice installed, if I save a Word document on a flash drive under Word, can I play it on LibreOffice? And vice versa, if I save something on LibreOffice on a flash drive, can I plug it into the other computer and have it come up on Word?
The answer is yes, but there's a small asterisk there. So LibreOffice is compatible with every type of document that you could possibly want to open. It'll open the old Microsoft Works documents. It'll open the Corel WordPerfect documents. I mean, who uses that anymore? It'll open Lotus Notes. Oh my gosh, no one uses that. It'll open Word. So it's kind of like the Rosetta Stone of documents. It'll open and convert any of them. But once you have it in LibreOffice, if you just click Save, it will save it as a LibreOffice document. When you take that document back over to Word, Word doesn't know what to do with that. So when you're in LibreOffice, you just have to remember to do a save as. And then you can save a document as any of those file types. So when you're done editing your document in LibreOffice, you do a save as and you select Microsoft Word. And it will save it as a Word document, and then you can open it up on Word.
So if I hit save as on Libre, one of the options will come up is save as Word.
Yep. So you do a save as, and then at the very bottom, it'll have a list of all the document types. And you're looking for a .doc or a docx file, one of those two. Just remember DOC, and you're good to go.
Very good. Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
That.
Thank you for the call, Cheryl. I appreciate it. That was an example of an excellent question. An example. I don't know where I said it that way. All right, 888-250-2091. Kathy, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today?
Well, I had Parker replaced my hard drive about a month ago.
Okay.
And I want to get a new computer, but I'd like to put the hard drive that he just put in and use it to replace whatever hard drive would be in the new computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that possible?
Yeah, and I'm guessing you purchased a solid-state hard drive?
Yes, I got one of your hard drives.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. So yeah, if you have a solid-state drive that you would like us to put into your modular computer, especially if you just bought it, it comes with a 1-year warranty, just like the computer does. And so basically what we would probably end up doing for you is we would take your hard drive back and then put it into the new computer. The thing is, we can't just take the hard drive out of the old computer and stick it in there. We have to erase it first. So what we would do, yeah, exactly. You can't, it's hard disk loading. So all the programs and things that you have installed are all installed for that computer that you have right now. Your Windows operating system, as well as a lot of the device drivers and things like that, they're all set up for your computer. If we take that hard drive out of your laptop or your other desktop and we stick it into a new computer, it's going to blow most likely, or it's going to be unstable. It's not a situation you would like to have. And so what we would do instead is we would take that and back it all up, and then we put your hard drive into the new computer, and then we would wipe it, reinstall a clean copy of Windows 10, install the device drivers, and then do a data transfer. Just like we would do if you were trading in an old computer, we would move everything in the old drive to the new drive, put it all back where it's supposed to go, and then have it good to go for you.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work, but certainly a lot better than having to start from square one to reload everything.
You know, and it is more work. And, you know, there are some limited situations where I know there's some techs out there that are like, oh, I did that with my hard drive and it was fine. You know, if you're going from an AMD chipset to an AMD chipset, you're probably going to be okay doing that. The problem is you're violating every terms of service agreement you have with every piece of software on the computer when you do that. So you could do that. Or if it was my computer and my hard drive, I might try that after I made a backup before I blow up my hard drive. But the work that we do for consumers, it's really important that we do the job right the first time, and right is the way I described it. And so that's the way we would do it in the service center. And of course, the only downside here is programs have to be reinstalled. We can't transfer the programs. So what we have to do, if you have Office, for example, we would go ahead and install Office from whatever source. If you have the online source, we would download it from there and reinstall it for you. But that's part of the data transfer. So I tell customers, just bring in your big box of disks, and then we'll go through it and we'll find everything that needs to be installed and get it installed for you. Thank you very much for the call, Kathy. I appreciate it. We can definitely get that hard drive into a new computer. And I know that the guys over in Papillion, Parker is actually there today. So if when we open today, if you want to give him a call over there, he'd be happy to get that taken care of for you. They have most computers in stock over there. He could even get it done the same day, potentially. I don't want to promise that because I'm not the one to work, but potentially it could be the same day. 888-250-2091. All right. So we've got a story here that's not fun. The SBA website, if you're a small business owner like us, right around the 25th, they announced the emergency disaster relief loans were coming out, and you could go to sba.gov and apply. And any business that tried to do that knew that the SBA website was crashing. It was falling apart. The demand was so intense to apply for these loans. We put in not one, but 2 applications for SBA EIDL loans, and we never heard anything back on either one of them, which just basically means if you put your loan application in through the SBA website, waiting to hear something back, you're not going to hear anything back. You need to call your local bank and get an application going that way. But anyway, the downside to this, part of that application process was uploading some specific documents. So you had to download these things. You put in all your data online, it would automatically put the information into the PDF for you. Then you had to download it, print it, wet sign it. They didn't allow e-signing. Anyway, so you had to wet sign it, and then you had to scan it and upload it back to the SBA. Because, let's throw a couple technology roadblocks in the way, because everyone knows how to do all that stuff. But I do. So I got my stuff printed, signed, scanned, and attempt to upload, but the upload failed. And I tried again the next day, and the upload failed. And then it said, if you're having our uploading system is overwhelmed, if you're having trouble uploading, send your documents to this email address. The email address was not a secure email address. It was just, you're not supposed to send, but okay, it's the SBA, and our business is we don't know what's going to happen here, so let's send in the application and let's do what needs to be done. Well, if you were one of the 8,000 businesses that did what needed to be done, like we were, could have been intercepted by a third party and stolen, along with your security number, date of birth, tax ID number, address, pretty much anything I would need to do to file to get your tax return. Any number of other fraudulent things. So businesses didn't need one other thing to worry about. That's certainly something that's out there that you need to be aware of. But don't worry. The SBA is giving everyone who is affected a free year of monitoring, because that makes I mean, on one hand, you got to say, what there was a mistake, stuff happened, bad stuff happened. There's no way we can go back in time and make it unhappen. And so we're going to monitor your credit for a year. We all know that if somebody steals your tax return, that's not going to show up on your credit report. So yeah, what do you do? What do you do? There's not much you can do besides just be aware of it, and then know when something squirrely happens that your action meter for squirrely things should be, a little bit higher if you're one of those 8,000 businesses. All right, let's see here. We got a couple minutes left. Let's see if we can't jump in and take another call here. Brian, welcome to the program. How can I compute this?
I have a band computers at home for the kids to play on at schoolwork.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, is there a way, besides using a Windows server, to have roaming profiles that get on any one of them and all their stuff pops up?
Gotcha. The only way you're going to be able to do that is to have a server that's got the profiles that are loading the server itself, which would require you to get a copy of Windows Server Edition and then workstation licenses for computers. Unfortunately, it's not real fun. But that's, I'm trying to think, there's ways that you could hack around it a little bit, but it's not going to be what you're looking for. Honestly, it's not going to give you the same result.
Okay. All right, and they probably don't have Windows Server anymore. I know that's kind of junk when it came out.
Oh no, there's still Windows still around. Oh yeah, it's still out there. You can still get it.
Do it too.
Well, the Windows Server Edition requires you to install workstation licenses on each computer, and then you buy the Windows Server Edition that runs on the server hardware.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's the option. That's the right way to do it, and that's going to be the expensive way too. Probably talking about I don't know, $600-700 in Windows software alone, not even counting the hardware. All right, Paul, Brian, I appreciate it. Got to take our winner to get a winner drawn for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Today, congratulations, Cheryl. You've got a $25 gift certificate over at Schrock. Stay tuned for the Aftershock coming up next on Facebook, and we'll see you again next for another edition of Compute This.
Fueled by Hy-Vee, home of hot deals and hundreds of price declines. This is News Radio Omaha.